Hello, my friends, and welcome to my review of Baby Driver, which premiered at the South by Southwest Film Festival this year down in Austin, Texas. And I was there, but I didn't get a chance to see this screening. I missed it. It's okay. I heard some really good things out of that festival, but I really tried to stay away from reviews. And when it finally got released, which I thought it was going to get released in August, actually got released in the end of June. I was really trying my hardest to stay. Maybe I didn't know that it was coming out in June because I stayed away from all trailers and teasers for this movie. I really wanted to know nothing before watching it, even though I knew who was in it and who directed it. Now, the director of the film, of course, is Edgar Wright. We've heard about this film for a couple of years now, especially after what happened with him and Ant-Man. He was going to direct Ant-Man. Things did not work out, so he moved on to Baby Driver. And honestly, the title's just out there. It's weird. I have a sense that it's about somebody who drives, maybe somebody named Baby. But honestly, before watching this film, I didn't know much about what I was about to witness. Now, the film has a pretty impressive cast. The film stars Enzo Algart from The Fault in Our Stars. He plays Baby. John Bernthal, John Hamm, a new actress named Isla Gonzalez, Kevin Spacey, the lovely Lily James, and Jamie Foxx. And there's some other supporting characters and actors in the film as well. Now, as I said before, Edgar Wright directed this film. He also wrote it. It's an original film. Thank you, especially what I've gone through today already with the movie that I saw before this film. I love reboots, and I love sequels, and I love franchises and all that stuff, but this summer has really sucked, in my opinion. The only film that I've loved so far that has come out this summer is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. The rest of the films have been quite mediocre, or okay, somewhat entertaining, or just downright awful. So I was very excited this was an original film. Even though some of the ideas, of course, we've seen before. You know, the movie's called Baby Driver, and there was a movie that came out a few years ago about a movie in 2011 called Drive that has some similar elements. Now, I'm not going to go much into the plot by any means, because I hope that you know less about this film than I do before watching this, because hopefully, as you come out of the theater, you had really enjoyed this film and been completely entertained, and be thankful that it was at least something different, something original, something fun, and something exciting and joyful, and brings you back to the movies the next week, and again and again and again. Now, I love Edgar Wright, but it's a shame that most of his films are, maybe in his life, he's okay with it, the fact that his films don't really get seen in the theaters, they get found on video, and then they create cult followings, and they're loved forever and ever and ever. And I would love that too, and I'm thankful that a lot of his films that have come out have found audiences later in life, but I want him to be successful in the theater at the time that his movie gets released. And that's what I hope with this film, because it's very rewarding, it's very deserving of that. The movie is R-rated, it's violence and language, though it didn't feel excessive or in your face or dark and dreary. Yes, there's some tense things that happen, but the characters really give you a sense that not only are they real and that there's danger, but then there's a lot of fun as well, and that they're taking what needs to be taken seriously at times, and then they're having fun with some of the other moments. And what I really loved about this film, not only were the great characters and side characters, and I have to admit, there's some things that I didn't like when it came to some of the characters, not the characters themselves, is that some of the characters we don't get to see a lot. And I wanted to see some of them more. This movie is in love with the music of the last, like, I don't know, maybe of the 50s, 60s, and 70s, maybe 80s a little bit too. This music, the movie is just in love with music, and it's not there. What I liked about that is that it's not put on there to sell an album. It didn't feel like that, or like to just say we just love lots of music. It's really helpful in building the main character and what the main character's gone through and how he deals with certain things in life, and that added another level to this film. The action sequences of the car chase through, I believe, I saw on the cop cars that said Atlanta, so I'm guessing Atlanta, Georgia, where the movie was shot, were some great sequences. Very intense, very exciting, very fun. It's probably going to be considered some of the best car chase sequences ever shot in cinema, and there's a lot of them. I liked all of The relationships that the character has with some of the supporting cast, that was really cool. That was some nice surprises as well, that they could have just, you know, maybe gave us a couple scenes of those moments, but there was some times where, even though there are some characters that I wish there was more in it, I have to admit that there are characters in the supporting cast that do get a lot of chances to develop, and they have their own little arc in the film, and I really appreciate that as well. That, of course, this film is about Baby Driver, but it's also about some of the supporting cast as well. The movie looks very clean. It's not a gritty-looking film. It's very bright. I don't know what was the reason for that. I don't know. I'm fine with not really knowing. I'd be curious to find out why. But I liked that everything looked so good on screen. But I have to say, it was really refreshing to see all these interesting characters that I think will be remembered through time. And maybe there'll be t-shirts, and they'll have t-shirts like I have my Pulp Fiction t-shirt on right now. Now, I'm not saying this movie is amazing as Pulp Fiction, but I think it tips its hat to movies like Pulp Fiction or other films, Quentin Tarantino. But at the same time, it's really all something of its own. It's something that I think will be appreciated over time. It is Edgar Wright, but I'm hoping that it will find an audience right now. People will go and see it, looking for something different and original. We're tired again. I'm tired of all these sequels and reboots and remakes. And it's nice to go in the theater and to see something original. Not perfectly original. There are moments in the film that I don't think work. But for the most part, there's lots of stuff that I just think, like, this is just crazy. This is just... If any other director made this film, I don't know if they would have handled it as perfectly as Edgar Wright does. I think he just does an amazing job with these outrageous moments that are just sometimes insane. And I'm like, okay, maybe that one didn't work, but then this one works. Like, for every 5 things that work, there might be something that just doesn't work, and that's okay, because then I just like get on to the next thing that just like really grabbed me. And I just liked how all the characters interacted. I love the soundtrack, I love the action, and I love the story, and I loved what Baby Driver goes through in this movie. And it was just a lot of fun. It was completely entertaining from beginning to end, and I'd say please go out of your way and please check out this film. I want more movies like this to come out. Not that they have to be movies about drivers and criminals and stuff like that. I just would like more original films. And I think we go see movies like this, Hollywood will see this and they'll be like, cool, the audiences want more original content. And we'll get more original films along with our reboots and sequels and remakes that I do enjoy at times. But I'm glad to just sit back and take a break from all of that and to see something special, unique, all on its own, and not trying to be anything else but its own film, and give us characters that we've never seen before on screen, and a look at the world that we've never seen before as well. So I really appreciate it. Thank you, Edgar Wright, and I really enjoy this film. I think it is definitely one of the better films of 2017, and for that, I am going to give Baby Driver, I will give it a solid 3.5 stars out of 4.